Division of Personnel Standards in Education, Advanced Certified Firefighter.
Aggregate what they can do with the PST effects,
So you guys know that I picked up this collection. It was nearly 1,500 books, and I told you that there were a lot of different subjects in there. The atlases, the history, the war, all of these different types of literature books. So I decided I would pull out some more of these books, but I want to show you everything else that was in there that I probably haven't mentioned. So without further ado, let's get into it. I'll start with these cards, and I'll just flip through these and put these on the screen really fast. I need my glasses for this. Okay, this is Gail Sayers. This is Gary Sheffield. Oh. This is Jim Kelly Ramblers. Oh man, that's an old card. This one says, oh, this is Dan Marino with the Dolphins. This is a Deion Sanders card. And on the back it says Joey Calloway. I think it's actually a bunch of cards in here. I won't go through all of them, but I will touch on these. This one says Mark McGuire, 1984. This is Broncos, John Elway. There's two more in here that say Mark McGuire. See, it's another one under there. Two more Mark McGuires. And this one says Ron Santo. And Paul Hornung. Wherever that is. I don't know. Okay, so those were all neatly packed in a box with other mementos. You know, it made me, I was happy, sad, happy because I do appreciate collections. I do appreciate what they bring, and I like the idea of curating it, and I don't like the idea of books, and I don't like the idea of books, and their books are personal effects to book lovers, so they should be treated with the same care that you would treat your jewelry. You know, unless you're quick to just pawn off your jewelry. Anyway, okay, so another thing, this is really deep to go through a video with the intent of not editing at all. So look, these are 8-track tapes. These are a bunch of 8-track tapes. I remember these. Jerry Jordan. Jerry Jordan. Who is this? Anne Murray. This one says Born Again. Why did I put that little twang on the end of that? This one says Gordon. Is it Lightfoot? Pickwick. Gordon Lightfoot. This one says Johnny Cash. Looks like a bootleg version. This is Neil Diamond. Oh, I don't have much room. This is The Carpenters. Another Neil Diamond. This one says Ferrante and Teacher. Won't spend much time on that. This one says Stay. And on the back it says Funny Cars and a couple of more things. Neil Diamond, the jazz singer. You know, when I grew up in the cassette era, so you had your tapes. They were, a big deal. And I could see that these 8 tracks were actually used. Now, when I opened this up, there was this inside. I wanted you guys to get the experience with me. So of course I already gave you his name. I'm not going to give you his last name. I'll just call him Gary. It says fire service training and recognition of successful completion of the requisite course. The State Fire Marshal. Division of Personnel Standards in Education. Advanced Certified Firefighter 3. I'm going to leave that on there. But yeah. So now we definitely have a good starting point with the name. And we had the name pop up already, but it's real now. Okay. I have to move this because really quickly, I'm not going through all of these. But this is that Tiger Woods. I'll just go through a few. Okay, let me see. Oh shit. Okay. Okay, this is Shaq and Kobe. I need a place to put these things. Okay, this one is Giant Killer. This is Evander Holyfield and Mike Tyson. This one is Tiger Woods. This one says Jordan, The Last Stand. Love that picture with Pippen. This one says Madman. Another Iron Mike, Evander Holyfield. That was the first fight. This one says Give Me 5. That must have been Jordan's 5th ring. The next one, Man of Steel, Deion Sanders, Sports Illustrated. What are we learning here about this gentleman? Sports Illustrated is the Jordan Dynasty, the NBA's best ever. Okay. Here's another Jordan. And we can keep going. But, that's enough. I don't have enough room as it is. That's Jordan. Okay, so we have probably to the area of 60, maybe 50 or 60 Sports Illustrated. Hey, I also got that Tyra Banks swimsuit edition. Yeah, the original. I had it when I was young. Okay, so here we go. So what have we gained so far? Now we are broadening Gary's interests, because we have definitely a collector, definitely a sports fan. Not that you have to be one or the other or either, but you don't collect all of these Sports Illustrated books to wipe up the trash in the kitchen, or all of these cards. I looked up a couple of these cards and they are worth a little bit of money. But as soon as you think you know someone, or you kind of say, okay, he likes this type of politics. He's into this and into that. So we begin to form some kind of idea of who we think he is, or what's commonly read amongst certain groups. But then I saw this, George Bernard Shaw, Man and Superman. Okay? Man and Superman is a hybrid. It is a conventional play characterized by by a coruscating wit and high comedy whose third act is distinct entity unto itself. Okay. Next book he has on here is Diary of a Young Girl, Anne Frank. We know her story. I was actually just a little bit surprised to see this book in here. This is the first pocketbook printing, 1953. Ooh, so many editions. Yeah. Okay. Just when you think you know somebody, man. Fires on a Plane. Shohei. His name is Tamura, a private in the Japanese army during the last stages of World War II. He is separated from his forces and far behind enemy lines. His struggle to maintain his dignity amid the awesome terrors and exigencies of war is the basis of this great modern Japanese novel. Very nice, huh? I wonder what year this is. Probably, I would say 60s. Come on. First publishing. Nope. Wait, is this Penguin? 69. 1969. Okay. This is The Gorilla and How to Fight Him. Starting to form any ideas. I looked through this. It's Browning. This was edited by Lieutenant Colonel T.N. Green. Okay, and on the first page it has, oh wow, it has a letter published from 16 January 1962. Won't go as far as to, and it's 6 printing 1967. How to fight them. Okay, then I see this FM 22-76 field manual, survival field manual. Okay, I thumbed through this and just looked at some of the different things. It tells you about different ways to trap food, which flowers you can eat, which weeds, what different types of weeds are. Very interesting. And it has his name in there, written in black ink. It does have his name in there, his full name, and just the age of this book, October 1957. Very easy to say, okay, these are his books. U.S. Military Academy, West Point, 153rd year, 1954 and 55 class. Okay. There's his name again in there. Nothing else, no doodles, no nothing, just that, 1954. Military Academy, okay. Pearl S. Buck, Command the Morning. (1959). Command the Morning. Ooh, test my eyes out. In the world of science, the world that has more and more dominates and orders the lives of all of us, the prime movers are after all men and women. Are these men and women like the rest of us, or are they a breed apart? Is there a place for love, for the science in this private world of his? And for the atomic scientist, can there be any private life at all in competition with his overpowering preoccupation with the primal and ultimate forces of the universe? How does it feel to be the wife of such a man indeed? What kind of woman is it that can marry him? What kind of woman will turn her own back on love and devote herself, body and mind, to the atom or the gene? Wow. Let me know in the comments if you read anything by Pearl S. Buck. The Art of War. Sun Tzu. Hope I said that right or even came close. Of course, I've known about this book for a while. This book was Oxford, 1963. Beautiful. It's actually a beautiful book. I love the way this jacket has really protected it. Look at that. It's in great condition. You know, when you see a jacket on a book and the jacket is all jacked up, you know, you want to think that it's this or it's that, but to me, that's those are battle scars. But what's important is that the words remain. Sun Tzu's series of essays do not merit our attentive interest simply as an antique curiosity. The Art of War is much more than that. It is a thoughtful and comprehensive work, distinguished by qualities of perception and imagination which have for centuries assured it a predominant position in the canon of Chinese military literature. Okay. I don't even know where we are. 19 minutes. And I don't think I've said anything weird or done anything weird that would make me want to like get rid of this, video or just not load it up directly the way it is. Vietnam Inside Story of the Guerrilla War by Wilfred Burchett. Are you guys noticing the trend? You guys noticing the trend? I am. An intrepid reporter with a long experience in Asia, the author gives a vivid account of an unprecedented visit to the areas of South Vietnam ruled by the National Front of Liberation, misnamed Viet Cong in the West. For 8 months he traveled with the guerrilla forces and observed the way of life in those free towns. His postscript, received as this book was about to go to press, carries the dateline an advanced base of the Liberation Army, January 15th, 1965. Okay? A picture on the back of 2 Parisian fighters. This book is called The Golden Warrior, a novel of the Norman Conquest by Hope Muntz. The Golden Warrior is a historical novel in the best sense of the word. It recreates, as no history could, the life of King Harold of England, and it illumes what was perhaps the most climactic chapter of English history, the Norman Conquest. Okay? Our Jungle Diplomacy by William Franklin Sands. I think this is another Vietnam book. 1944 copyright. First chapter says Pandora in Panama. It was in 1904, some months after my return from the Orient, that I was summoned to the War Department for an interview with the Secretary, William Howard Taft. The result of that conversation was my re-entry into the diplomatic service and the resumption of an intensive education in the confused and chaotic foreign policies of the United States and in their profound historical consequences. Okay. Our Jungle Diplomacy. The Furtive War, the United States in Vietnam and Laos. Wilfred G. Burchett. This book was written in 1963. Here's the inside story of American involvement in Southeast Asia as seen from the other side by the peoples of Indochina. Written by a seasoned observer and war correspondent, it is an authentic first-hand report told in human terms. Oh my. Oh wow. Just a little. Under a couple of huge shady trees in the pagoda courtyard, a few hundred men, women, and children stood around listlessly or squatted on the ground in little groups. They had the lost, hopeless air of the uprooted. The road that led past the road that led past the pagoda and across the broad, fertile valley was lined with decorative sugar palms. Straight, slim trunks topped with a perfectly round tuft of fronds. They ended abruptly at a bridge beyond which jungle-covered mountains in the light blue haze rose up from the valley. The Mature Mind by H.A. Overstreet. This is a book on human behavior. I was trying to get the year on this book. I must have passed it. It has the copyright page is torn out of this book. Can you believe it? I don't know why someone would do that. Okay. Dr. Overstreet knows how to translate the basic wisdom of the race and the particular insights of modern psychology into clear, witty, and remarkable sentences. This is a book for the whole family, for every American citizen who wishes to move forward toward wholeness in life. Many books entertain, some instruct. This one, we think, really helps. Okay, I'm not gonna dive any deeper. The Hebrew Saga. Do we know this man? Do we know Gary, or are we just starting to? 1984. This is called the Hebrew Saga. This book presents a historical, philosophical point of view about the Bible and the Jewish people. The author's memories of his early religious instruction in Eastern Europe at the turn of the century led him to consider the Old Testament stories anew, concentrating on several major figures: Abraham, Moses, King David, and the prophets. In the course of retelling these stories, the author develops his central theme, concentrating the evolution of the moral and ethical values of humanity in relation to God, Israel, and the Hebrews. The Hebrew Saga. That's an interesting choice of words. Basil Davidson, Africa in History. Of course, I've already looked through this book, and some of these black and white photos are just amazing in here. Just amazing. They don't even know how. I don't think that when it was shot, they understood how amazing the photography was. History of the continent. Okay, yeah, this is just from the old myths. It starts with the chapter on old myths, new truths, and it ends with toward liberation and reconstruction. Okay, in 1965. So, yeah, this is a really good book right here. I'm sure of it. Philip Constantine, War in the Middle Ages. Okay, got one more after that, and that one's really interesting. If the military equipment of the barbarians was rather deficient overall, it is nonetheless true that some of the Germanic people in contact with the nomads of the steppes had become outstanding horsemen. Similarly, some of their arms, the long sword, the Frankish battle axe, were technically excellent and had no Roman equivalent. Barbarian inferiority in the art of fornication was only a decisive handicap where towns resisted energetically. In fact, many towns were lost by surprise attacks, treason, or by a blockade more or less prolonged. Others deliberately opened their gates in the hope of being spared from war in the Middle Ages. Wow. First published, first edition, 1998. Barnes & Noble books, very nice. Okay, the last book on this list is called Cosmos and Psyche. Richard Turnus. Cosmos and Psyche. When I saw this book, all I could think was perhaps everything I think I knew about Gary so far is incorrect. Wow. I didn't see anything. I always flip through these books and there's nothing on the inside of any of those other than the ones that I Okay, so camera cut off right at Cosmos and Psyche. So I'll read this again. Based on 30 years of research, Cosmos and Psyche is the first book by a widely respected scholar to demonstrate the existence of a direct connection between planetary movements and the archetypal patterns of human experience. The book examines such famous epochs of cultural rebellion of the 1960s and the French Revolution, as well as periods of historical crisis such as the World Wars and September 11 and its aftermath. Tarnas also explores comparable patterns and planetary correlations in the lives of many individuals, from Darwin, Nietzsche, and Freud to Martin Luther King, Betty Friedan, and John Lennon. Okay, that is it. So let me know what you thought of this collection. What do you thought of all that sports memorabilia, and more importantly, if anyone knows anything about it, knows if it's what it's worth, please let me know. I can't go into too much detail about but I will say that YouTube is now my main source of income. That's all I can legally say right now. But, all things happen for a reason, right? That's right. So, I want to thank you for watching this video. Share it with a friend so they can watch it too. It's very, very important. I appreciate you. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace. Wait. I didn't have an opportunity to read comments, so I'm definitely going to read some comments. I'm just in a very, very trying place right now, guys. I'll tell you that much. It's definitely a trying place. Okay. So let's go to comments. But we've all been, at some point in our lives, had to deal with things. And I'll tell you one thing, things don't stop. So, okay, so Slushy No Biz Fan 3, best I can do. I've been in a book slump recently, so this makes me more motivated. Thank you. I like this video. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Bojevinov 9620. Great work. You have such a nice and soothing voice. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Sorry I butchered your name, but I'm sure I did. Zach Reeves, what's up, Zach? The last book I found to be way more intense than expected was The Island of Dr. Moreau by H.G. Wells. White Fang by Jack London also is a heck of a bumpy ride. Thank you for those. I haven't read either of them. White Fang, that sounds interesting. Both of them sounds interesting. I've heard of The Island of Dr. Moreau, of course, but I have never read the book, so that's that. But thank you for your comment. I do appreciate them. Let me see. Okay, I have to hit the other button to view more. Okay. Oh, okay. Denise Bunker 6674. Hello, Denise. I love that you told your son what to do with that book when you pass on. Absolutely. I think it's important. It is a historical record. It has her, and it has sentiment, the sentimentality that we place on it. Scramble Mind Jumble. Candace Owens, what a nightmare. I'll put it next in the video. I'll put it next to the picture of Medusa. I was having a little fun with it. Don't mean anything bad by her. Just do your thing. Love Nature 7823. Glad to see the incense back in the new books. Of course. I appreciate you. Yeah. They're back in quite a way. They actually are still back there. Got the whole place smelling good, though. You know what I mean? Appreciate you. Taffy J531. I had to chuckle at your wiping your brow. Korean food packed some heat. That was from this trip to the Lemongrass Cafe. I had the kimchi soup, and it's spicy. Seriously. Chill Paradox 2713 writes, very nicely organized. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. It's constantly moving around because I'm constantly doing some things. Miss Peyton 1458. That looks amazing. She's talking about the kimchi plate that I posted. Taffy J 531. I read Sosin Shin's Gulag books years ago. Powerful and difficult reads about courage while suffering. There is a reason you were drawn to his face on the cover of that biography. Some incredible language and quotes in his books. Thank you very much. It just seems like it would be layered. Yeah. I don't know. Aquarius librarian. Hey, what's going on, man? Nice. Seems like you're not going to run out of video material for the next 5 years. I appreciate you, man. You know, who knows? Who knows, man? I'm just enjoying it. You know, really enjoying it. I got Theo 7344. It looks like a great collection. Thank you very much. It is. You know, these right here, this stuff, really good. Yeah, 30. You should totally start a book club. These books sound so fascinating. No, it's get the channel up just a hair more. You know, I am gonna find myself with a lot more time on my hands to do other things. I'll just say that right now. Lucky Exchange, but thank you for your comment. Lucky Exchange breadcrumbs into his thoughts. I like that. Instead of a Dead Man series, it's this collection of breadcrumb series. Not necessarily a breadcrumb, I'll tell you that. But you know, quite the collection, just the same. Yeah, I appreciate you. Sholo Jolo. Love the new video style. So chill. Reminds me of old PBS channels, kinda. It's nice. Love your insight into these people's lives. It's fascinating. Well, thank you very much. PBS, that's pretty cool. You know, public broadcast is officially going to be a thing of the past. Appreciate your comment. Moon TST, awesome review. Hopefully you'll have more spooky reviews in the future. That was Rosemary's Baby. Thank you very much. I do plan on it after I finish biting my way through the Tropic of Capricorn, Henry Miller. I'm going in a different direction. I'll just say that. JJO Writer writes, "Hey Brett, fangirl here. Love your content, vibe, and aesthetic. Much love and respect." Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Much love and respect to you too. Lori, hey Lori Sopus. More books, more books. You need the coffee hug, the coffee mug my husband got for me. It says, yes, I really need all those books. I feel you. Love your channel, Brett. Can't wait to explore your latest collection. Thank you very much. I really sincerely appreciate you. Yeah. That mug sounds like a good idea. I got so many. I just try to, whatever I feel like. It's not a mug. It's my coffee vessel. Okay. So, I'm literally, okay, one more. Marsha Ward C2Y. This latest collection sounds like it came from a person who reads diverse types of books. Should be an interesting exploration. Absolutely, I am in agreement with you. You know, he was definitely a collector. I will say that. So it's amazing when books land in the right place, right? Thank you for your comment. So thank you to everyone who's watched this far, everyone who subscribes to my channel. I appreciate you guys. I got news coming up. Whenever I can talk about it, I will. But I just want to say thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Peace. And I mean it this time. Aggregate
what they can do with the PST effects. and we should talk about